Realize that everyone has an advantage in the real estate sector. So you need to find yours and use it. If you don't know how to maximize your advantage, you lose. That's just it. Somebody else will be thinking is because he's a lawyer, that's why it's selling. So because Richard is not a lawyer, automatically it creates a bias in your mind. It creates a limitation in your mind, and automatically you won't sell. So the greatest challenge you will have in doing this is if you create a barrier for yourself. The moment you have a limitation, that's the end. You won't sell real estate, because on a normal day, I like to always say you don't sell real estate as though you are selling water. This is 100 naira in Abuja. How much is it here? 150. 150. So I don't have to know you. I don't even care about your name for me to buy this from you. So if you are selling this to me, or if you are selling real estate to me, the way you are going to sell this, and you will never sell real estate. There's a way to sell real estate. So all of that has to be learned. But the first thing that must be dealt with is your mind. So it's a 150 million naira product. It's a 4 million naira product. It's a 5 million naira product. So right there, just a moment ago, we're saying that people don't buy 4 million naira products in Benin. But I think that is a barrier already. Why not we look for the reason why they will buy a 4 million naira product in Benin? There's a reason why they will buy a 4 million naira product in Benin. People are buying properties of 100 million in Benin, true or false? So assuming that was a 5% deal, how much is it? 5% of 4 billion. Sorry? It should be around 200 million or so. Or let's work with 4 billion. It should be 200 million or so. 200 million. Now, how many developers are going home in a year with 200 million? That's one transaction. One. A Range Rover is sweet. I love it. So that's for somebody like that, right? So like I said, you can be a developer, you can be an investor, you can be a seller. Either way, you make your money. And some persons can be all of them. So the more you can go for, the more you get. So let's go. Climb up. So at any point you feel like asking a question, just quickly, if it's one that we can answer now, we'll answer. If it's one that we'll answer later, we'll do that. So your starting point, how to get started. Knowledge of who you are. This is critical. Without this, there's nothing here. Without this, every other thing is baseless, because the foundation of this thing starts from who you are. I already gave a quick intro about your mind, how critical your mind is to this game. I realized that, in fact, I realized how important that this issue of the mind is when I had that session with my Realtors online, and I was telling them that I had an issue the very first time I had. So after I resigned from law practice, law firm practice. My salary was 40K at the time when I resigned. And 4 months after, I had my first formal real estate deal. And in 4 days, I had to travel. In 4 days, I had 400K plus. So that was my salary times 10. Right? Now, when that money dropped, I felt I cheated people who I did the transaction for. And that was my mind trying to limit me. I was used to earning 40K for a full 30 days. Are we together? Mm-hmm. I was used to earning 40K for a full complete 30 days of going to work every day. Every day I was trekking. He knows the distance I used to trek, right? And this was me in a space of 4 days, 400K plus. When I got home, I had to send money to people who gave me the connect. I almost felt like sharing the money so that my own would be very, very small, so that I will feel comfortable, because I was feeling like I cheated them. So that was my mind telling me that, guy, no, No, you don't belong here. You belong at the realm of 40K for a full month. So if I had stayed with that mindset, it would unconsciously limit me. Do you understand? So your mind is critical. Now, beyond your mind, your personal development. Your personal development. We had one of the realtors that walked into the office and said she wanted to be part of us and wanted to be selling properties and asking questions. I just knew that if she doesn't grow up, she can't do this. Knowledge of real estate is critical. As you are growing, you should is when you are selling 500, 1 million, 500, 1 million, you necessarily may not meet very enlightened clients. But when you start selling 10 million, you will know that the person that is bringing out 10 million from his pocket, first, the person is going the person is going to be detailed. Secondly, the person most likely that will not be his first investment. The person would have maybe had very practical experience about real estate investment. So at that point, you are not going to be doing and be stammering, because to that guy who has 10 million naira to invest somewhere to put that somewhere as an investment, he's going to be careful. Like I always say, every client, even from my personal example, the times I've had to buy properties, even as a realtor that understands that this thing we appreciate, I had every reason not to buy. My subconscious, my flesh, scripture, if we go biblical, we can call it flesh. You know, your spirit wants to do something, your flesh not agree. You understand? So let's use that to exemplify it. So your flesh is saying, afar, you are delaying gratification, and the flesh doesn't want to delay gratification. So for every client that reaches out to you, that says, oh, I like this property, I want to buy it, know that there is 99, that there are battles behind. There are battles in the mind telling the client about spend this money, what do you need this for, why are you investing, and all of that. So if you are not careful, you will be the reason why the person will not buy it. Business is all about creating customers. So first, you have to create the customer. Then also, there are those who are actually not your target audience, but you can also create them. You can also convert them. I was telling them a moment ago about the man that was converted last week. So the man called for a house that he wanted to buy. And when he called, he called for Coast Grove. We actually put a product for Coast Grove that is 60 million. And it's an apartment. He wanted something detached. And when he called, I'm like, oh, that is actually an apartment, not detached. The one that is detached is around 180 million. And it's like, okay. No worries, that's fine. He wanted to end the call. I'm like, oh, so we actually have an alternative. Good product as well. Another reputable company in Abuja. This is their price. The price is better. That. Like, oh, that's nice. But how much is the 3 bed? I told him 3 bed is around 70 something million. Like, is it an apartment as well? I said, yes, it's an apartment. It's not detached. But then it's also very good and the price is good. It's like, don't worry. I wanted to end the call again. I said, sir, do you mind? What's the reason that you are buying? That question turned the conversation around. And it's like, he was looking for something for himself, but he doesn't mind something that he could rent if he can't own it. I'm like, then that's the best product that we just talked about. Because we even have a product, we have one of the apartments that is 1 bedroom and is going for 25 million. If you buy 5 of that, you are going to be getting around 10 million every year. The moment he hears that, he's like, okay, that makes sense. Guess what? He's coming for inspection next week and he's looking at 5. 5 of those units I talked about. But why did he call me? So that has been converted. I've converted his soul to Jesus Christ. He's not a Christian. Right? So that's that. The most important thing is know your audience. Now, when you know your audience, and of course, your audience comes or flows from your message, from what you are communicating, from what you are teaching. So when that is already full inside of you, when a customer calls, you can easily convert the person with your message, and automatically that person becomes your audience. Then no property law. Now, when I say this, some people think it's because I'm a lawyer. So let me ask a question. Let's do practical. What is a deed of assignment? Just talk. Let's hear you.
Um, I think transfer
Assignment.
and it shows parties. The document that carries information of parties, transferring mine from your part of my property, signed nice, like like I've given you the authority and I've given you the business so that no longer mine.
So what is it technically? What is it technically? A deed of assignment. No, she has said that and she's correct. So technically, what is it? Technically, it's a title document, right? Now, what is the difference between a deed of assignment, a deed of transfer, and a deed of conveyance? You think or you are sure? Okay. What is the difference between a gazette? David, you are not answering. I've asked this question in class and David knows it. What is the difference between a gazette and a deed of assignment? No, you're not answering. David is not answering. What is the difference between a governor's consent and a certificate of occupancy? Should I continue? I should stop. Should I continue? It's a contract of sale. What is the difference between, let me ask it this way so that I won't answer it. What's the difference between a deed and a contract of sale? And which of them is most important? I have a point, but it's not correct. What would have been requested at that point? You can either use a power of attorney or an authority to sell. A document that communicates an authority to sell. That was basically what they requested for. But with respect to the importance of a contract of sale as against a deed of assignment or a deed generally, a deed is more important because a deed is the title document. A contract of sale basically is communicating the terms and conditions of that transaction. So it is not in all transactions that you have a contract of sale. I could go on and on and on and on, and I can bet that there can be an answer to the question. No. So you don't have, if you want to be good in this, if you want to be good, because like I said a moment ago, if you want to remain at the level of selling 500k, 1 million, 500k, 1 million, people who buy 500k, 1 million, except for the guys, people who buy that 500k, they can buy like 20 plots. Except for that kind of person. So at that point, it's no longer 500k, right? Except for that kind of person, it's rare for you to find somebody who buys the 500k property interrogating you. What's this? What's this? What's that? What's that? What? Some do, right? But not all of them are respectfully at that level where they interrogate everything. But you can't be saying a 5 million naira property and the person is not asking questions. Title documents. Now, the gazettes, all of those things I mentioned are conversations that you must have. So if you don't know them, forget it. The client wants to buy a property of 10 million and he calls you and is asking you what's the title document on the land and you are calling a survey. So end the call and delete your number. That's why your target audience is critical. You can be that. You see, when I tell people that you have to be deliberate about what, because you can be marketing real estate and be marketing it the wrong way. You can be marketing the right way and marketing to the wrong people. On your WhatsApp status, you can put 100 products, content marketing, everything on your WhatsApp status back to back. But people who are on your WhatsApp status are students. What do they need? What do they need properties? So you are exerting a lot of energy marketing, but you are marketing to the wrong people. So you have to, first, when you have known your audience, then you need to be able to find a place, a meeting point. Market is a meeting point between buyers and sellers. So you have to create a meeting point where you can find them and they can find you. Take this from me today. Before you can sell real estate successfully, you need to sell yourself successfully. That's why I said if I want to buy a bottle of water, I don't need to know your name. But if I want to buy property from you, I need to know you. What's our principle? Know, like, and trust. Okay? So here you have to, this place is somewhere you need to stay. This is your first test of commitment. If you give up here, that's the end. This is where most persons give up, penetrating the market. Penetrating the market. And how do you penetrate the market?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard. So I just had some section with Mr. Raymond. It has been a wonderful time. It's really amazing to learn from him. In fact, everything I've learned from here today is going to be it's going to take me very far. I want to thank you, Mr. Raymond, for this opportunity. God bless you for giving me this privilege to learn from you. God bless you, sir. I'm grateful. Thank you very much.
So how many billion?
We're looking at 200 billion. All right.
Good afternoon. My name is Precious. Sitting under his teachings, for me, it's been so inspiring. Again, for me, I'll say just like 10 years compressed into 2 hours. Yeah, the stuff they're really mind blowing. Thank you so much, sir. I'm really grateful. Yeah.
How many billions are you looking at?
400 billion.
500 billion. Nice one. Okay. We're not telling us our name. What's the name, sir?
George.
All right.
Hello everyone, my name is George. I'm here with Mr. Raymond. I've been under his section for some hours, and it has been a nice, lovely section. He has taught us a lot to actually go far in life, and knowledge is power. So what we've learned will definitely work for us.
Amazing. Amazing. So how many billions are you going for?
300 billion.
300 billion. All right. They went for 500 and you're going for 300. That's cool. All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bilo Julius Oluwafemi. I have a very wonderful and mind-blowing session with Dr. Raymond. And
Have you given me a doctorate? All right.
so today, I really learned a lot of things when it comes to real estate. I know these are challenges I've been passing through, but with the help of today knowledge and teaching, I'll be able to learn a lot of things, and I'm going to start practicing it. So a very big thank you to Mr. Raymond. We really appreciate you and inspiration leader. God bless you. More wisdom, sir.
Hello everyone, my name is Victoria and here with me is Mr. Raymond Ijoma. I've been following him online for some time and I'm really glad to have met him in person, and I'm really happy to have learned from him and at least learned the new and innovative way to market real estate as a realtor that I am. Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity, and I wish to learn more from you, sir. Thank you.
How many billions are you going for?
500 million.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, good evening. My name is Christian Wosu, and standing with me is Barrister Raymond Ijoma. I've always been watching him online, following his teachings, but it's an interesting thing to sit and listen to him while teaching. Yeah, I learned a lot. I'm already a rector, but I got a lot of experiences and knowledge from people who are more experienced. Thank you.
Amazing. So how many billions are you going for?
Sincerely, I'm looking at something way beyond billions. I'm looking at
Trillions.
trillions.
Hi everyone, my name is Oladepo Damilola Esther. This is a great opportunity for me as I'm into real estate already, like a student of estate management, and this teaching, this opportunity has really helped me. So I'm glad to meet Mr. Raymond today for this teaching. I'm really, really glad. Thank you so much.
How many billions are you going for?
Well, 500 billion for a start.
Chop now. All right. That's the mic. Mike, take the mic.
Hi everyone. My name is Mike Ogagbon. I was privileged today to have a great session with Barrister Raymond. He gave me more insight concerning real estate. So I pray God continue to enable him, to empower him so that he can use it to also elevate us as a mentor to him. Thank you.
She mentor. How many billions are you going for?
By God grace, maybe 20 million, 20 billion.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. And my name is Alifne David, and I work under Barrister Raymond Ijoma as an assistant and also a salesperson under Fortreal, and also a salesperson under Barrister Raymond. This is not my first time actually being in his teaching, but this was one heck of a section with him, and I enjoyed every bit of minute with him, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm actually grateful for him to give me this opportunity to speak to you today. That's all. Thank you,
How
sir.
many billions are you going for?
Let me say like 600 billion.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ego Jolly. So this class was very insightful as well as impactful, and I really learned a lot from Barrister Redmond. I want to thank you, sir, for the class. Thank you.
How many billions are you going for?
Let's say 25 billion. Thank you.
All right. How is it laughing?
No, now when we're having videos of our guys, we have to laugh. Okay. Hi, I'm good afternoon, you all. My name is Abraham Charles, and so you all can see, this is my own personal. He's the one that trained me. Everything I know today about real estate, I got it from him. And guess what? I'm still learning. I'm not done learning. And I don't like to put limitations on when you say what you're expecting. I'm not expecting anything, I'm expecting everything. So there's no limitations. If you want something, then you have to go out for it. Personally, I just want to share. I remember when I couldn't even market anything. He told me that any day I don't post on Instagram, I will pay him some